Hello, my name is Ari Waldman. I'm a person who stutters. This is my mesechet keritot YouTube recording, day 6. I'm starting from the beginning. I'm going 50 minutes. Today is 1:43 in the afternoon, 12/24, 2020, the 9th of Tevet. My name is Ari Waldman. I'm a person who stutters. I'm going to be practicing pausing. Mishnah in Safaria, Mishnah Keritot 1, Mishnah Keritot. Shloshim v'shesh Keritot b'Torah haba al ha'am ve'al eshet ha'av ve'al akala haba al hazchur ve'al habehema va'isha hamavia et habehema aleha haba al isha uvita ve'al eshet ish haba al achota ve'al achot aviv ve'al achot ima ve'al achot ishto ve'al eshet achiv ve'al eshet achi aviv ve'al anida ve'al hamagadif ve'al oved avoda zara va'noten mizaro lemolech uval ov hamahalal et hashabat v'tomei she'achal et hakodesh v'haba lemikdash tomei ha'ochel chelev v'dam notar ufigul hashochet v'hama'ale b'chutz ha'ochel chametz b'fesach v'ha'ochel ha'ose melacha v'yom kippurim hamefatem et hashemen v'hamefatem et haktoret v'asach b'shemen hamishcha hapesach v'hamila b'mitzvot aseh. There are in the Torah 36 transgressions which are punishable with karet. When one has intercourse with his mother, his father's wife, or his daughter-in-law, when a man has intercourse with a male or with a beast, or when a woman brings a beast upon herself, when one has intercourse with a woman and her daughter, or with a married woman, or with his sister, or with his father's sister, or with his mother's sister, or with his wife's sister, or his brother's wife, or the wife of his father's brother, or with a menstruating woman, one who blasphemes the Lord, one who worships idols, or dedicates his children to Molech, or has Baal Ov, or desecrates the Shabbat, when an unclean person eats of sacred food, or when one enters the precincts of the temple in an unclean state, when one eats forbidden fat or blood, notar or pigul, when one slaughters or offers up a consecrated animal outside the temple, one who eats anything leavened or on Pesach, one who eats or works on Yom Kippur, one who compounds the oil of anointing or compounds incense or uses unlawfully oil of anointing, and when one transgresses the laws of Pesach and circumcision from among positive commandments. Al elu chayavim al zidonam karet ve'al shige gatam chatat ve'al lo hoda shelahen asham taloi chutz min ham tame mikdash v'kadashav mipnei shehu va'ola v'yored divrei Rabbi Meir v'chachamim omrim af hamagadev shene'amar b'midbar tedvav Torah achat yeh lachem la'ose bishgaga yatsa megadev she'eno ose maseh. For these transgressions one is liable to karet if committed intentionally and if committed unwittingly to a chatat. If there is a doubt whether he had committed the transgression to an ashon tolui, except in the case of one who defiled the temple or its consecrated things, for in that case one is liable, in this case, to a sliding scale sacrifice. The words of Rabbi Meir, but the sages say also the blasphemer is an exception, as it says, you shall have one law for that. Acts in error, Numbers 15:29. This excludes the blasphemer who performs no action. Yesh meviot karban v'ne'achal, v'yesh meviot v'eino ne'achal, v'yesh she'enon meviot elu meviot karban v'ne'achal ha-mapelet kimin behema chaya va'of. Divrei Rabbi Meir v'chachamim omrim ad sheyeh vo mitzurat ha'adam ha-mapelet sandal o shilya v'shafir merukam v'hayotze mechutach v'chein shivcha v'shehipla hipila shehipila mevia karban v'nechal. Some women after childbirth bring an offering which is eaten. Some bring one that is not eaten, and some bring no offering at all. These bring an offering which is eaten. If a woman miscarries, a fetus which has the shape of a beast, or a wild animal, or a bird, the words of Rabbi Meir, but the sages say only if it has a human shape. Or if a woman miscarries, a sandal-like fetus, or a placenta, or a fully formed fetus, one that comes out in pieces. Similarly, if a female slave miscarries, she brings an offering which is eaten. Elu meviot ve'eno ne'achal hamapelet ve'enu yadua ma hapila v'chein shtei nashim shehipilu achad mimin patur v'achad mimin chova amar Rabbi Yosei ematai bizman shahalchu zo lemizrach v'zo lema'arav aval im hayu shetehen omdot ke'achat meviot karban v'ne'achal. The following bring an offering which is not eaten. A woman who miscarries but does not know what the miscarriage was, or if two women who have a miscarriage, one of a kind which did not render her liable to an offering, and the other of a kind that does not render her liable to an offering. Rabbi Yossi said, when is this so? This applies only if one went towards the east or the other towards the west, but if both remain together, they bring together one offering which is eaten. Elu she'enan meviot hama pelet shafir male mayim male dam male geninim hama pelet kemin dagim v'hagavim shekatzim uremasim hama pelet yom arbaim v'yotze dofen Rabbi Shimon Nechayev v'yotze dofen. The following do not bring a sacrifice: a woman who discharges a sack filled with water, or with blood, or with pieces of flesh, or if the miscarriage was in the shape of a fish, locusts, unclean animals, or reptiles, or if the miscarriage took place on the 40th day after conception, or if it was extracted by means of cesarean section, Rabbi Shimon declares her liable to an offering. In this case of cesarean section, Hama Pelet or Lishmonim V'Achad Beit Shammai Potrin Min HaKarban Ben Hillel Mechayevim Amru Veit Hillel Leveit Shammai Mai Shna or Lishmonim V'Echad Miyom Shmonim V'Echad Im Shave Lo Latuma Lo Yishve Lo Lakarban Amru Lahem Beit Shammai Lo Im Amartem B'Mapelet Yom Shmonim V'Echad Shekein Yotza V'Sha'a Shehi Ru'uya Lahaviva Karban Tomru V'Mapelet or Shmonim V'Echad Shelo Yatza V'Sha'a Shehi Ru'uya Lahaviva Karban Amru Lahem Beit Hillel V'Hare Hamapelet Yom Shmonim V'Echad Shechal Liyot B'Shaba Tochiach Shelo Yatza V'Sha'a Shehi Ru'uya Lahaviva Karban V'Chai Yevet B'Karban Amru Lahem Beit Shammai Lo Im Amartem B'Mapelet Yom Shmonim V'Echad Shechal Liyot B'Shabbat Sh'af Al Pi She'eno Ra'oi L'Karban Yachid Ra'oi L'Karban Sibur Tomru V'Mapelet Or L'Shmonim V'Echad She'en Halayla Ra'oi Lo L'Karban Yachid Lo L'Karban Sibur Hadamim Einan Mochichin Sheha Mapelet Betoch Melot Dameha Tamein Uvetura Min Hakarban. If a woman miscarries on the eve of the 81st day, Beit Shammai say she is exempted from an offering, but Beit Hillel say she is liable. Beit Hillel said to Beit Shammai, what is the difference between the eve of the 81st day and the 81st day itself? Since these are considered equal with regard to blood uncleanliness, why should they not be considered equal? Also with reference to the offerings. Beit Shammai said to them, no, if you said, this is in the case where she miscarries on the 81st day, where it occurred at a time when she was fit to bring an offering. Can you say this where she miscarries on the eve of the 81st day? Where did it not occur at a time when she was fit to bring an offering? Beit Hillel said to them, the case of a woman who miscarries on the 81st day, which fell on a Shabbat, shall prove it, where it did not take place at a time when she was fit to bring an offering, and yet she is liable to bring a new offering. Beit Shammai said to them, no, if you say this on the 81st day, which fell on a Shabbat, for although it is not fit for offerings of an individual, it is at least fit for communal offerings. Would you maintain this concerning a woman who miscarries on the eve of the 81st day, seeing that the night is fit neither for offerings of the individual nor for communal offerings? As to your argument of uncleanness of the blood, it proves nothing. For if she aborted within the period of cleanness, the blood is unclean, and yet she is exempted from an offering. Ha'isha sheyesh aleha sveik chamisha zivot usveik chamisha leidot. Mevia karban echad ve'ochelet bazvachim ve'ein hashar aleha chova chamesh ladot vadaot. Chamesh zivot vadaot mevia karban echad ve'ochelet bazvachim v'ashar aleha chova maaseh she'amdu kinim b'Yerushalayim b'dinrei zahav amar Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel hamaon hazeh lo alin halayla ad sheyihiyu b'dinorim nichnas leved din v'limed ha'isha sheyesh aleha chamesh leidot vadaot chamesh zivot vadaot mevia karban echad ve'ochelet bazvachim ve'ein hashar aleha chova ve'amdu kinim bo vayom b'riv atayim. If a woman had the 5 doubtful genital discharges or 5 double doubtful births, she needs to bring only one offering, and she may eat sacrifices individually, and she is not liable to bring the other offerings. If a woman had 5 certain births or 5 certain genital discharges, she brings one offering and may eat sacrifices immediately, and she is liable to bring the other offerings. It once happened in Jerusalem that the price of a pair of doves rose to a golden dinar. Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel said, "By this sanctuary I shall not go to sleep tonight, before they cost but a silver dinar." Then he entered the court and taught, if a woman had 5 certain births or 5 certain genital discharges, she needs to bring only one offering, and she may then eat sacrifices, and she is not liable to bring the other offerings. Thereupon the price of a pair of birds stood at a quarter of a silver dinar each. 2. Arba'a mechusrei chipurim ve'arba'a mivin al hazadon kishgaga eluhen mechusrei chipurim hazav v'hazava v'hayoledet v'hametzora. Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov Amer ger mechusar kapara ad sheyizarek alav hadam v'nazir v'lieno v'tig lachto v'tumato. There are 4 persons who require a ceremony of atonement, and there are 4 who bring a sacrifice for willful as well as for inadvertent transgression. The following are those who require a ceremony of atonement: the Zava, the woman who gave birth, and the Metzora. Rabbi Eliezer ben Yaakov said, also a convert is required as a person who still required a ceremony of atonement until the blood has sprinkled for him. The same applies to the Nazirite, with reference to wine, hair cutting, and uncleanness. Elu Mevian, 2. Elu Mevian,